So the world really lives in ignorance of how close they came to potentially being destroyed or under the boot of an aggressor so powerful and implacable that they might never have wrested themselves free again. Now, though none of you know it, history seems fit to repeat itself. One by one, for reasons known best to yourselves, you have each, in sequence, found your way to the town of Riverbend, which is much unchanged since the previous group of strangers lucked and happened their way into this place and met each other. It's a small fortified town in a fairly hilly, tree-covered expanse of what had once been the American Midwest. A decent-sized river, one of the larger tributaries of the Mississippi, burbles on, surrounded by trees, with an old bridge that has been patched up and reinforced going over it. At this natural intersection of waterway and ancient roadway, a town surrounded by cut timber walls has been constructed. There is a decent sized coaching inn, large tavern, and essentially a small hotel. There's a fuel station, animal care facilities, and a few necessary worksmen and shops that travelers might need: a small gunsmith, a parts fabricator, supply shop, mostly a place for travelers of all descriptions to rest a few days, refuel, refresh, and then continue on. Many people move through, very few people stay. For whatever reason, maybe this is where you just ran out of traveling money. Maybe your vehicle broke down somewhere up along the road and you've been walking. Maybe this is just a place that you've been waiting to catch the next odd bus through. You have each found yourselves stuck here and are beginning for the first time to meet each other. I am going to roll a dice 6, and we will determine who goes first. So, in order, going down. First will be Jo at the top of the call, and then we will go down the line as we're appearing in the Discord call, alphabetically. So,
Right.
first to arrive, or at least first to be noticed, is young Akira.
Yep. A young Akira Inu ein, is is enjoying a nice drink of milk as he goes ein, as he enj- as he looks out at the window. He's every now and then he looks at and he looks down at his computer, and on the screen is a different point of view.
Mm,
And on his and on his he is wearing a nice and he's wearing a cap, a nice looking cap and a uniformed and a shirt, and his ensemble looks to be a uniform, but not of anything military.
mm.
And on his right arm, and it's plain to everyone that his right arm does not actually belong to him, being black, being pure black, as opposed to his uh, toasty marshmallow fur.
Right. Well, out the window, you can see essentially out one side. The inn is on what kind of the outskirts of the town. It has decent views of the river and across the river to the untouched wildlands that have grown up, completely devouring the remnants of the ancient civilization which has once flourished here. It's been centuries since the cataclysm. Enough time for the very idea of the old world of America to almost fade into this mythic land of strange customs, seeming infinite plenty, and at this point, the almost mythic race of humanity, from which you are descended, but come on, you all look in the mirror. No, you know none of you are human. Out the other window, you can see what is essentially a parking lot. There's not too many vehicles here right now. It's pretty empty. You're at this hour, which is relatively early in the day, the only person here sitting out in the inn. The bartender is a pretty tall, broad-shouldered horse fellow who is somewhat chagrined at the fact that you're only drinking milk, but he is a very studious gentleman and gives you whatever it is that you pay for with an admirably straight face. Next up, Jovers.
um, it would be funnier if Siobhan was at the same bar, but so engrossed in whatever she's doing that she's not really noticing anything at the immediate moment.
Maybe she is. Maybe I missed her when I described the scene.
No, I'm not saying I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying like big lady, not a big presence, kind of off-putting anyways. Her road leathers are draped on the back of like the chair or underneath where what like essentially on the stool she's sitting on. We could say she's at the corner, just corner for plenty of reasons. Corner seats and seats with access to the view of the windows is top priority for her and hers. Very back of the restaurant mentality. She looks to be reading what would essentially be like the morning paper, perhaps. Little tuft of smoke coming out of her pipe that she's smoking. And probably has something hard to drink, something maybe dainty stemware. Let's say it's 5 o'clock somewhere kind of mentality. Guitar case sitting, leaning against the wall nearby. Very well dressed for this town. It definitely isn't from here. Again, large lady. I would say, however tall or broad-shouldered the horseman is, she meets, maybe even beats that. If not for her massive like horns, that just kind of like very in the way, not a hat-wearing kind of woman. Maybe when she goes to ash her pipe or refill it after a while. Who knows how long she's been here. She does look over and sees this child, by comparison, sitting at the bar, and will promptly roll her paper up and just kind of lean on one arm, like one hand against the bar, and just watch, a little bemused and maybe finally distracted by something more fascinating than everything she's seen so far that day.
Well, the fact that he has what looks like a functioning battery powered laptop is at least somewhat interesting. You don't see many of those these days, especially not in a place like this by an unaccompanied, what looks like teenage boy.
Considering this place probably doesn't have a wall outlet that could give the charge for it at all, says a lot.
I mean, it's not, they're on the river. They have a water wheel. They have electricity. It's just that's a very sophisticated piece of electronics. Especially for just, I mean, who the hell even is this kid? Why does he have it? Why does he need it? The fuck's he doing here alone?
Yeah, despite her appearance, she has no matronly or motherly instinct whatsoever. This is just purely driven by curiosity. She will kind of like stretch. She's been sitting for probably too long. Gather her things, drape her leather or her jacket over her shoulder, grab her guitar case in the other hand, just kind of like mosey over a few seats closer. Lean her case against the bar. What would you call it? The bar, whatever. Sit back down.
Uh, hello, hello, ma'am. May I help you?
Yet to be seen. I'm mostly curious where you came upon whatever. No, that's definitely a laptop. All this tech. I'm not grossly familiar with the area, but I know there ain't anywhere at least 100 miles in every direction where you could come upon something like that. Either you got lucky with the trading caravans, or you're really far away from home. What's your story?
It's the latter, ma'am. I've got, uh, the my parents. Mine, my parents saved up for all of this, and I'm fine, and able to. She asked where I came from and whether and how I came into this stuff, right?
Yes.
All right. So Akira Akira looks longingly at the laptop and looks over at the laptop for a second and back down at his arm and his smile wavers a bit before he says, "Well, your gift. Fine. This laptop is a gift. I've come, and you're right. I'm very. You're right. I am very much far away from here. The Daoic Empire, to be specific. Uh, my name is Ashtano Akira, by the way. Uh, and yours, ma'am?
She kind of like just watches for a second as this little one just tells her every single bit of information with the youthful truth of someone who is not used to traveling around strangers. She kind of has this like knowing smile of what it was like to be a kid at one point, and just kind of has a little chuckle. It's like, oh, sugar. My name's Siobhan, but for what I'm about to tell you, you can call me Bonnie. Oh, what are we gonna do with you? Rule number one, sweetheart. Come up with two stories. One that you can tell someone you'll never meet again, and then the truth. What if I didn't know you from Adam? What if I was coming in here, I saw that nice laptop, and I wanted to relieve you of it? You're gonna have to keep yourself a little more protected, sweetheart.
He then looks down at his leftist. He then looks down at his leftist side, and if you follow his eyes, you'll see a holstered revolver pistol on his belt.
Packing quite a bit of heat for a little puppy. I like it.
As this charming interaction goes on, next to arrive on the scene, Carter.
Yes, you will see a 6 foot tall raccoon wearing dark green fatigues and a black vest walk in. He'll head over to the bar and order a pair of beers, one of which he'll crack open and begin to drink. The second, he's just going to hold up to his forehead to let it cool him off.
It has been rather warm lately. So, somewhat bemused, and certainly not willing, and certainly not going to be complaining about making two sales. The stallion gives you a pair of cold beers, the local brew, and a pair of nice chilly glass bottles, while keeping an eye on the other interactions going on, but it doesn't seem to be perturbed by any of this.
Yeah, thanks, barman. You wouldn't happen to know when the next bus ride out of the town is going to be? He says, holding up the beer to his head.
And then Akira barks out, "Yes, I actually do," and he tells him when that is.
It's not going to be for a couple days at least, if their schedule holds at least. It's not exactly like this place has, constant service, but there are usually some caravans that can run through for, that have extra space for people who can pay their way.
Well, money's up. Hold on.
Oh, by the way, it's nice to meet you for the first time, Siobhan. Bonnie?
Yeah.
Either works. Some people have a hard time pronouncing my full name.
Hold on. You
Yeah.
guys go continue. I gotta get some medicine. This is killing
Uh-oh.
me.
Sorry, man. Anyway, so, anything interesting in that newspaper of yours?
Actually, there is. It's not a local thing. This place is not big enough to have its own gazette, but it is the local paper of a nearby larger town. Now, granted, because it's been dropped off here by a caravan, it is several weeks out of date. But there have been essentially strange, unexplained phenomena that caravanners are starting to notice and have been reporting, and it's happened enough that people can't really just dismiss it as being nonsense. Too many completely disconnected groups of people have reported similar things happening. There are instances of what look like abandoned towns or bits of cities that have their lights all turning back on, playing even music through broken windows from ancient speakers, that then when people go to investigate, it's all dark and quiet again. Things that can only be described as almost like crop circle phenomena, strange patterns appearing in bits of strange patterns appearing in fields of grass, in crop fields, occasional odd light in the sky. That's not so hard to explain. People have small flying drones sometimes, but still, it's noteworthy for this many people to be noticing. There are odd happenings. There are odd things happening in the world right now, and nobody really seems to know why.
Well, I mean, aside from the ghost town stories that do seem to be cropping up more and more every time I get another set of sheets. And the people calling them cryptid sort of things, people calling them crop circles. I mean, there's old stories of like unidentified like astronomical events that go on and people blame that, but I mean no one's got any hard proof, just the aftermath, which could be a bunch of kids playing pranks on a bunch of farmers.
You hear some chuckling from several seats down the bar. Yeah, it's them aliens coming back again.
I see you've read these sheets recently too. What do you think's happening?
I don't trust any of that stuff. I think it's just some dumb teens causing crap again.
I mean, hey,
And Akira kind of scratches his head as he looks away, his brim covering his eyes.
if I open your backpack, it's a bunch of UFO encrypted books, isn't it? No.
Well, he does have a patch on the back that says, I want to believe.
Who's that weird man? He looks like both a. No, I'm kidding. Well, if it's a few days, I guess I can. Well, rest up. Maybe do a little bit of bussing in the bar whenever it gets busy tonight.
Well, there's not much of a ballroom here. There is a jukebox, at least.
I don't got any coinage on me, anyways. So, kind of looks at the off-duty yet still mostly uniformed gentleman that walked in. And all that you can think is like, well, officer, happy to have you join us this fine, sultry summer day. What brought you in?
Business.
Oh, so it's one of those trips, huh? Sorry to hear.
More like I'm
Oh.
trying to find business.
Oh. Puts us
Yeah,
somewhat in the same boat then.
That's right. What are you two doing? Or yes, Miss Mr. Siobhan, if you don't mind me asking, I
Well, you wouldn't know to look at me, but I'm a bit of a saleswoman. My folks run some excuse me. Folks run a, what would you call it? Hang on. Joey Brandfog here. Clinic, there we go. Run a clinic out of our hometown that's gotten a bit more traction than I think any of us were prepared for. Some of the stuff that we grow ends up being very useful for a wide variety of ailments. Kind of like stops for a second, analyzes the raccoon. So this is a silly question. And I guess it would be a medicine roll, or something of the nature. Cause like she's pretty quick to jump on like immediate, like obviously he's hot. It's been hot out, so that's why he's cooling himself. But if she were to kind of give a once over, could she tell if he has like any sort of like muscle pains or anything that, because if he was on the force or has been on the force, some of that like wear and tear on the body could be visible with how they stand, like if they've been flat foot for a while, that kind of thing.
Give me a medicine check at a -20 because you're just trying to diagnose him by side-eyeing him.
Sure. So my target is 30. Nope, not quite. Maybe he's not that great at lighting.
We can pick up on like basic information about him. Is he kind of holding himself like he's sore or tired or, any obvious signs, but nothing more than that.
Okay.
and as the conversation goes along, Akira's arm lights ever so slightly as the view from the screen moves a bit, and as well as the dot on the map on the corner also moves.
While that's all going on, as we have, someone surreptitiously using a laptop and someone trying to surreptitiously diagnose someone who just wanted goddamn beer.
I'm gonna do a stealth roll.
Please do.
While that's happening, Siobhan relights her pipe. She mutters, "All these men showing off these big guns. I'm gonna have to keep myself steady in here." And looks over
Yeah.
at Raccoon. You gonna join him?
So yeah, like it's gonna take a really good eye to see the outline of and to see a mechanical head poking through that window.
It's being very coy. It's being very cautious. There is perhaps the barest glint of metal or the slightest reflection off of a lens. Who is looking actively from the bar in that general direction? Would you say? But looking out the window, out of character, it's almost like if something something not entirely dissimilar to a Gundam but person-sized, some kind of it's clearly not just a helmet. This head is not shaped like a person's head. It is mechanical. It has glass covered eye lenses, and it is very surreptitiously just barely peeking around the corner to look into the room. As this is happening, next down on the list, Rue.
Okay. Well, the door opens and in slithers in a rather long snake of some description. It's hard to exactly tell unless you know exactly what certain snakes look like. He is wearing the black cowl of one of the Black Paws, and the pair of thick black rubber gloves is tucked into a belt. Again, if you know the Black Paws, you know where they come from.
Mhm.
He also has like a satchel over one shoulder.
I don't
Carrying.
believe anyone else here is from that corner of the world, so I don't think anyone else here would be familiar with them.
Maybe not, but he's wearing a black cowl.
Yeah, it's kind of like kind of like your classic like monk's cowl almost.
Got a staff in one hand. Hard exactly to judge age on a reptile, but he slides his way over to the bar, leans his staff up against it, steeples his fingers, and says, "Hello? Would you be able to furnish me with some water, please?"
The barman gives like a very tall pushes a very tall glass of water over, and you hear him just barely mutter, "No business for 4 days, and now this."
He smiles, takes it, says, "Thank you." Looks around the bar, and then just kind of coils himself into his own seat while sitting at the bar and lapping at the water with a forked tongue.
It's certainly a very unusual scene. For one, there's a one-eyed Black Panther with a big-ass rifle. Two, there's a raccoon pressing a beer to his head like an ice pack. There's an absolutely enormous cow lady, and there is a probably too young to be unescorted dog with you can scarcely believe your eyes. That is a very fine laptop that he has sitting there. I mean, it's obviously been touched up and repaired at some point. Nothing in this world is original anymore, but you know from personal experience that that is a very fine piece of equipment that is usually used by either ridiculously rich people or people who need it for a very specific job.
And if you're looking at the screen, you're probably going to see the inside of the bar from a window.
Yeah, it's like there's a camera looking in here from outside or something.
But he was a little bit initially. I forgot them taken a bit by surprise, but he is leucistic. So that means he's
Ooh.
pure white with blue eyes. It's something that can happen to certain types of snakes. He's
The
kind
rarest card of them all. Blue eyes, white snake.
Hey, I like that band.
And his eye. And so when the snake comes in, Akira's eyes open wide as he sees this rep- reptile with a very unusual coloring, and he immediately stands up and bows towards him. It is nice to make your acquaintance, sir.
well, he was going to slunk over to the laptop and kind of bend over to look at it upside down, and then coil himself to turn his head the right way up, and says, "Where did you get this?"
Oh, uh, I got it while scavenging. And he looks up at Siobhan.
You get a little wink back.
That is an insanely lucky find. I have been in many places like old scrap yards, and I have never found something quite like this.
Oh,
He pulls his
you've
own
never been to
laptop out. I had to make this from scratch.
you've never been to the Dalek Empire?
No.
And he stands back up. Well, anyway, my name is Akira, and yours, sir?
My name, oh yes, sorry. My name is Vectrex.
And he offers his black. Yep, I'm looking at Vectrex's gloves. I'm originally Akira was going to offer his left hand, but seeing the gloves, he thinks for a moment and slowly offers his right hand, which is black and lights up a bit.
He grabs
I
it
believe
and then
he'll-
almost yanks you upwards with it as he inspects it.
Where's your mom?
It is very obviously. Oh, he's adorable. It
Very
is
cute
very
one, Luke.
obviously prosthetic limb.
He's going to marvel over this a bit because that's kind of his entire reason for being out here is finding old tech so they can make prosthesis, and now there's just one here in a bar in the middle of nowhere.
Damn, job's done. Guess I gotta go home.
And as you do this, you suddenly see the view of the laptop shifted dead on Vectrex, and you start to see some sort of targeting reticles.
He is far too interested in his myopia in your arm. He is just kind of like holding it up and inspecting it. And like how it attaches. And he's like trying to roll up your sleeve to see how it attaches to you. The rest
Are you, sir? Is this it? I mean, am I in danger?
he just kind of looks at what he's doing and very, very, very just slowly positions the arm back on the table or wherever it is. Sorry, I had a bit of myopia.
And at that point, people might be a bit easier to. I might find it a bit easier to see the barrel of a gun pointing at a window.
Very slowly a hammer is decocked on a very large. Just a sec.
Nice, Carter.
I am an adult.
Yeah, very slowly, a hammer on a very large revolver is decocked outside the window.
He'll just kind of sheepishly coil up back into his own body support seat structure by the bar, and try not to continuously stare at that arm.
Well,
Akira will suddenly and will quietly but very clearly move move seats away from this snake as he clutches his robot arm.
He's gone from invading someone's personal space to having a personal space that exceeds 3 feet around him.
Well, while the barman is contemplating for the first time whether he should have reconsidered a different line of work, he is not ready to deal with this shit. Last, but certainly not least of our dramatis personae to arrive, Shade.
Okay. So, the door opens again. And walks in what looks to be a kobold. Somewhere between maybe 4'10", 5 foot, so he's pretty short. Immaculate golden scales, blue eyes. Road leathers, black leather jacket. Got a scabbard full of throwing knives across his chest. And a giant mallet on his back. Pretty unusual, I'm sure, for around here. But he walks in, and he has a kind of a disheveled look on his face of like frustration. And he kind of looks around the room a little bit, and he says to himself, "Man, I didn't know the circus just came in town." But he walks forward to the bar, and whoever's closest to him, actually
Probably Akira, because he's trying to just be away from Vectrex.
Well, yeah, the circus may be in town, and what a collection of clowns it is. Take your pick. There's possibly the largest lady you've ever seen in your life. I mean, her horns are almost scraping the ceiling. There's a pure white snake that apparently only believes in wearing pure black. There's a very shy-looking dog clutching a laptop.
And his arm.
And his arm. There's a
I would like to think he came in and opened the door in the middle of that interaction. That's.
He's just been standing there, but he was so
Yeah.
short no one noticed him come in.
Yeah.
You've got a raccoon who looks like I'm guessing like kind of wishes that he were drunk right now, because then it might like maybe some pain relief, or maybe he could avoid that situation. But he's just holding 2 beers.
Well, Max will kind of shake off his disheveled look and put on a more confident look about him. Oh yeah, okay, that's all right. That's pretty good.
Oh my god!
Why is that not your icon right now?
It might be in the future.
That's perfect.
It really should be so good.
Would you like to come to Snake Church? Or church, as we call it? I need to confess my sins.
Oh my god. Okay.
Vectrex is inch by inch surreptitiously getting close to the dog. I mean, like centimeter by centimeter, he's just squirming his way closer and closer towards Akira.
Max is gonna squint at you two and just kind of shake his head. I'm like, what are those nerds doing?
And once again, like Akira's tail wags, which is slightly undercut as he notices the snake is slowly inching, centimetering towards him.
Another factor of having absolutely perfect eidetic memory is that you know he was 5 centimeters away 2 minutes ago. You distinctly remember the exact grain of the exact wood grain of the planks that he is creeping over.
Yeah, when Akira's not looking, the snake's tongue is just flickering towards the prosthetic to see if it's generating heat.
Creeper!
Can you tell me, does that arm hook up to your brain? And if so, can I see it?
Not as far as I'm aware.
What the fuck?
Brother's asking to see your noggin.
He's just.
So,
Trevor is just gonna slowly turn around, try to just give the snake a look up. Did I just hear that right?
well, so what you see, Mr. Police Officer, is what appears to be a strange man in religious garb making very pointed questions while advancing upon a 16-year-old boy. Do with that information what you will.
Yes. Normal practice. Nothing to see here.
Max is just gonna face palm. And say,
Oh, I'm
look
loving
down.
this so much.
Is this normal? Do you guys know each other?
No.
No, but have you seen his psalm? It's insanely advanced in technology. He's almost drooling at this point.
Yeah, no, this is totally Shezo from Puyo Puyo.
I came
Sorry, no, carry on.
I came from the Black Paws in Chicago. We specialize in technology, and I've been looking for things just like this. It's out of this world. We can potentially hook up tons of these things and help people who have no limbs of their own. And how did he just get it when we're still way behind in that technology?
A fellow eccentric. Different fields, but I understand your plight. She takes a big drag from her pipe and blows it. Rests hand on her head on end and just kind of watches.